that only better? Content. Don't get the content. Don't the content ba? I-content lento singayo mxholo.
I don't know where we're gonna fly like you do sometimes.
Hello. Hey, on this video, what's the next one waiting? It's a prank.
But I'll change it.
Hello.
Change it.
Hello, I want you to tell
Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Blooming with Sinotando Mkhize. If you're new here, please do stick around. Please do check it out, and if you like it, subscribe down below. Okay, so this month is the month of May, and it is the month that we celebrate mothers. Just last Sunday was Mother's Day, and that's how my video for today, or that is what inspired rather my video for today. And so today I'm just going to be talking a little bit about my mother and what I love most about her, as well as some of the biggest lessons that I think I continue learning from her. I think I've come to realize that because of the phase that I'm in my life, which is this phase of growth, this phase of unlearning and learning new things, I do sometimes seem like I'm focusing on all the things that I feel like went wrong, or the things that have negatively affected me, or the things that I now have to work hard to unlearn, right? But I was like, okay, even though there are those things, there's actually a lot more good than bad, and I am really excited to just sit down and highlight all the goods. So the first thing that I have is that she listens. One thing about my mother is that she really does listen, and she listens to understand and sometimes to even adjust. Like, you actually see behavioral changes from her if you had a discussion or a talk with her, or you mentioned something that bothers you or that you don't like. So it always created that sense of being heard, you know. There was always room to speak up, there was always room to be heard, and being heard in the sense that you see that what you said didn't go through one ear and come out of another, but you see that what you said mattered enough to her to actually change. Like an example of, or rather the biggest example of this, was when I had a conversation with her and my brother actually about how I don't like it when they, or rather words that they speak or that she speaks matter to me. Like, I feel like she had that old school understanding that words are not that deep. Like, you can tease somebody or you can say stuff sometimes out of frustration. But I was like, well, you know, children aren't the same, okay? Maybe you, I didn't say it in that tone, okay? But then I was like, maybe you were able to handle that as a child and it didn't bother you. And maybe my brother is able to handle that and it doesn't bother him. But it does bother me because words, I hold on to words. Like, words will replay in my mind over and over again. And at first when I was saying that, she resisted and she was like, oh no, she's so sensitive or whatever. But actually I started to see the behavioral change, and to be honest, she has never said anything that I felt touched about ever since then. So it really just created that feeling in me of that I matter and I matter to her. And I think it honestly is one of the qualities that I really, really appreciate about her. Another one is that my mother keeps her promises, okay? She keeps her word. And I think I actually have a bit of that. Like, I take my words seriously, and I take other people's words seriously. Anyways, it's because of my mother. She keeps her word, she keeps her promises. Even in the smallest of things, when my brother and I were very little and we would cry about maybe a bicycle, you know, we want bicycles, she would tell us that she'll be able to get us bicycles in 6 months. Yes, we would cry and whine, but we want a bicycle now. But what we knew for sure is that in 6 months, we would have bicycles as she had promised. My mother always paid back our money if she loans money from us. You know, it was never one of those situations where it's like, yo, you're giving your mother money, you're never gonna see that money again, cha. It was never one of those. Like, she always keeps her word in, like I said, in the smallest of things and in the biggest of things. And even when we were little, like when we were crying for bicycles, she still saw the need to keep her word. That's just something that I really admire about her. And I think for me, now that I'm older and now that we talking about even serious stuff, I'm able to know that whatever she says, she means, and whatever she promises, she'll fulfill, she'll keep, unless of course it's something that's beyond her control. And then another thing is that my mother always made her, or still makes her expectations clear. Like, there was never times at home where I wasn't sure of what was expected of me, or that her expectations changed according to what day it was in the week. There was never any of that. I feel like it definitely reduced conflicts. You know, I used to, you know, when I was a teenager, and then there's that stage around by my 15, 16, there's that stage where everybody is fighting with their mother, especially daughters and mothers. That stage I would develop a koni cheeky because you think you know things, right? And may your parents get under your skin. I think at that time, there was never a time where there was any kind of fiery disagreement between my mother and I. And I used to think it's because I'm a dope kid. I was like, look at me, I'm a dope kid, I'm not fighting with my mom. But now that I'm older and I look back, I actually think that it's because of the environment that she created at home. Firstly, the fact that there was always room to speak up and share like your thoughts or whatever. If you feel like she was being extra, you know, my brother and I would always be like, ma, you're being extra, this is extra. But then also expectations were very clear, and they did not like tether with the weather, you know, change with the weather. And it really reduced the chances of conflicts. Tying in with the making expectations clear, she also just never disciplined or parented according to her mood. I never had to wonder what mood my mother is in today. I never had to wonder. I never even had to do that thing of, man, it depends on what day you ask her. Yeah, I've never had to do any of that, really. And I really, you know, I really appreciate that. I'm really grateful. Most of these things I'm only realizing now. Another thing is that my mom, she's honestly one of the wisest people I know. Like for real. And this one I've known since I was a child. I think I would look up, okay, maybe this is just something that all kids have when you're a child. I don't know. But I used to definitely look at her and be like with such awe and wonder and be like, how does this person just do everything that she does and handle everything so gracefully? And I think I've grown even more appreciative of that, because now I'm starting to see how hectic life actually is. But also, man, she's just wise, especially when it comes to her people skills and problem solving. My mom is a G with problem solving. Trust and believe. Like, she's the one they call, you know, when there's a complicated issue, especially between people, like a relational issue. She's the girl to call. And how she always comes up with the solution, I'm just there like, what? How did you think of that? Like, how? Another thing. So ever since my brother and I went to uni and left home, Uma like literally calls us on her daily, like every day. Well, now it's not call every day, but she definitely texts, WhatsApps, has like entire conversations with us every day. And you know, I mean, apparently it's unusual Because every time I mention this to people, they're like, every single day. And I'm like, yeah, every day. Yep. I think she's a little clingy, just a little bit, to her kids. And I think I definitely get my clingy from her. Like, actually, and thick. I think I get it from her, because here's another thing. This was a bit annoying though growing up. She made me sleep with her in the same bed until matric, and she would say that mna dala no makhulu wam until matric, until I had to leave for matric. Nala no makhulu wam. So I don't know why you should have a problem with it. You shouldn't have a problem with it, because now nala no makhulu wam, and I'm just like, oh my goodness. Yeah, when I was still in high school, I was like, oh, I'm annoyed. But anyways, because you know, Nixit, WhatsApp, when you're on the phone. But you know what? Thank God for touch screens, because before touch screens, child, I'll be there. Especially before, this is making me feel old. No, wait. Before we had Ama QWERTY boards, right? When we still had 1, 2, 3, 4, ban. And then you had to press the same button multiple times to go like GHI. And then you go ABC. Oh my goodness. That used to be so loud, and it would just make life awkward, because I'm like, it's 1 a.m, I'm on Mixit, and my mom is right next to me. And then, you know, silly things like those that you try to do as a kid, like have a phone call with that guy from school. Now you can't, because of my anyways, man, like, as you guys know from my therapy video that I made, being all affectionate towards like my mom and family is the weirdest thing ever for me. Okay, it's the weirdest thing ever for me. But in case she sees this, in case she watches this video, I'll just say my piece a little bit. I'm truly blessed to be able to call you mother, to be able to have you as my daughter. The kind of love that you show to me, the unconditional kind of love, reminds me so much of the Jesus love that we are taught. It's definitely one of the reasons why I believe that there must be a God that exists. There must be a God of love, because of the love that I receive from you, that is endless, limitless, conditionless, you know, all of that. And so I just like to thank you so much. And most recently, thank you for being so supportive. Thank you for not giving up on me. Thank you for trusting me enough to allow me the space and time to figure myself out and to figure my journey out. And thank you for being my biggest supporter throughout my life. And yes, I love you. Okay. Thank you guys for coming to my YouTube channel and watching this video. I hope this inspires you guys to write love letters for your own mothers. Yeah, and remember that this channel is about kindness, being kind to yourself and being kind to others. Thank you so much.